That's the air. Hold on. I didn't do that right. So could you not? I want y'all to see my shirt. I got it from H&M. My man got it from H&M for me. Anyway, what's up, everybody? I'm your host, Decaf, and welcome back to our channel. And yes, I say our channel because it's not just about me. It's about all of us and what we can continue to do for all of our Black, queer, trans, and non-binary family to make sure that they feel welcome, seen, and supported in what they do, y'all. This is important for everybody to know, not just for me, not just for you, but for everybody to know this is important. So let's talk, let's listen, let's love. Y'all know before we get started, we doing some little housekeeping rules. So make sure to what? Like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe so that you can get each one of these episodes every time they're released, because you're not going to want to miss out on everything that we be talking about here. You know what? We having all the tea. Don't miss out. But really, before we get started, it's time to do a check-in. So how are you? Okay. I did not hear what you said, but I hope that you are doing well. I hope that things are going right in your life. And if they're not right now, just have hope that they will soon enough. Just stay hopeful. You know, that's what I try to do in all situations, is stay hopeful, because what else can we do? But anyways, we back with our 5 seconds of deep breathing to give you a moment to yourself, because I don't know if you've had that today. Give your moment a minute to recollect your thoughts, your emotions, your body. Sometimes you need to readjust in your seat. Well, let's take it. On the count of 5, 4, 3. Okay, just count. Just breathe. Okay. Feeling better? Yeah. If not, I tried. Up next, we have the song of the show, where I try to put y'all on with some real cute music by a Black queer artist, old or new. If you haven't heard it before, then you heard it here first. Today's song of the show is My Girl by Siena Liggins. And I think I pronounced that right. Let me check my sticky note. Yes, Siena Liggins. So I did not know about her before I did my research on Black queer artists out there. I really was not looking like for a long time, but I was really trying to get to know a lot of them. Like, actually see who's out there, because it's not just for me to expose it to y'all. I was getting exposed to. So, Siena Liggins, didn't really hear too much about her before I started doing some research, but the girl can actually sing. And if you check out this song, My Girl, you will hear just how good she is. So she is a pop singer and songwriter. She released her second single called Naked with a social media campaign about spreading positivity. It was called #Let's Get Naked. And her motto is hide your girlfriend. Like, if that don't tell you what you need to know, then you need to do some more research. But if you want to hear the full song or more songs just like it by other Black queer artists, make sure to subscribe to the Closet Unlocked newsletter so you can get access to our exclusive playlist when it drops, along with all other resources like the news, the stories, high gossip, tips and tricks. Whatever you may need, we got it here. So make sure to subscribe to that as well in the description or across all of our platforms. For today's feature story, whoever you are, wherever you are, I send you my love. Devyn. I remember the days when she would tell him that he's going to hell, when she would constantly belittle the value of his character, not only to him, but also to me. Over and over, this was what I heard. This was what I saw. It felt as if my sibling was suffering from living in my truth. As if being a Black queer woman in the closet wasn't nerve-wrenching enough. When my brother came out as gay, it only gave me more anxiety. That moment alone pushed me farther in the closet, and it wasn't even about me. This was his chance to finally feel free from the chains of societal standards. This was his time to embrace his whole, authentic self for everything that he knew he could be. Yet, I could only think about one thing. If my mom says this about him, I can only imagine what she would say to me, I thought. So, what did I do? I allowed that to consume my thoughts day in and day out. I would fade back to those moments, back to what he must have felt to face a backlash against his true identity, back to how I felt while harboring such a vast part of the person that I was. How did people expect me to feel? The thought of exposing myself to that same form of treatment worried me. I didn't want to feel exiled. I didn't want to feel discriminated against. It made me feel alone in hiding who I was on the inside while living to exist as a more accepted version on the outside. I felt forced to date men to be normal and to fight the sin of being attracted to whom I chose. I felt that to be her perfect daughter, I had to stay in the closet even longer. Feeling as alone as I did, to my surprise, it only got worse. This time, by my openly black gay brother himself. In a space where I felt that I would be the most understood, his response couldn't have made things seem any worse. "What can a woman do for you?" was his reply to me expressing that I like women. Back then, I decided to just tell him that it was a mere joke. Bringing up a memory about my boyfriend was easier to do than enduring constant ridicule. That lack of support and acceptance from my direct family forced me to live a lie. I chose to live and to love a lie, even though I knew who I was. I remember a closet moment, being in a long distance relationship with my girlfriend at the time, and I was still living at home with my mother. Instead of coming out and telling her that I was going to visit my girlfriend or even tell a little white lie, I made up this extensive lie about having to travel cross country for a military obligation. Ooh. Been there. Not been there, but been there. I had told my gay brother the truth about my whereabouts in hopes that he'd keep my secret, not only because of the sibling code, but because he knows how it feels to be black, queer, and in the closet. However, this was the furthest thing from true. My mom said to him, "I know your sister isn't doing anything military related." And instead of defending me, he quickly responded with, "I don't know why she lied to you because I told her to tell you the truth about her going to visit a girl." Can you believe that, America? It really be your own people. When I found out about this conversation, my anxiety shot through the roof. How was I supposed to explain to my very religious mother what the Chicago kid was doing in Baltimore without outing myself? So I waited. I waited until I was going to be gone for a weekend. This time I was going to actually be on military duty to leave her a coming out letter. With this, I hope that she would have the weekend to let it soak in that 2 out of 3 of her children are gay. Then we could talk about it when I got home. She read my letter. She sent me a little cute text message. But when I returned home, we both allowed it to be swept under the rug as if the letter was never written. Just like most black churches in America, I still felt like my own family made me live by a don't ask, don't tell policy. It was because of this that while growing up, most of the conversations about queerness were centered around it being either wrong, a sin, or an abomination. This strong belief alone can force its LGBTQ members to live in the closet, or worse, to be consumed by self-loathing. I did, however, feel a lot safer playing sports. At least there it was cool to be tough. It was cool to be more masculine. It made you look like a threat to your opponent so that all the fans, your friends, family, coaches, and teammates cheered you on. You were celebrated for having a demeanor that led you and your team to a victory. Sports were also a place of comfort for me because, as people love to say, at least 90% of the women basketball team is gay. Am I supposed to argue with that? My gay teammates were also some of my closest friends. I spent most of my days with them. They were the ones that gave me a space to feel like I could finally let my guard down. Just like girlfriend groups in the TV show Betty, I was able to be my most authentic self. I was able to be more than a black queer woman in the closet. Having those few queer friends that supported me and encouraged me to come out on my own times were those who I appreciated the most. In an article written for The Atlantic, Preston Mitchum states, "Certainly no one should be forced to come out. Our journeys are just that, personal. The last thing a closeted LGBT individual needs, faced with a hostile social environment, is to feel like those individuals most accepting of his or her identity won't support him or her unless that identity is publicly proclaimed." It was a thought of all of that negativity around being black and being queer that negated the positivity that my queer friends gave me. It seemed that their voices and opinions became simple whispers in a world that was yelling at me to be straight. I wish that I would have known back then that I serve and believe in a loving God, that in this world He would never want me to live my life unhappy and unfulfilled simply because of who I choose to love. I wish that I would have known to love all of me unapologetically. That I don't have to live up to America's heteronormative standards or the queer community standards of the type of lesbian that I must be. Instead, I can be exactly who I am 100% of the time, and the only people that deserve to be in my life are those who appreciate that, those who love that, those that love me. My biggest lesson learned from being in the closet was to love myself. I learned to never silence myself for what I truly believed in. I had to learn that I have a place in this world, and even if who I am, what I feel, or what I have to say makes others uncomfortable, I still have a purpose, a place, and a seat at this table. There is a purpose in living through these stories. There is purpose in telling these stories. These stories matter. Your story matters. You know, I always love reading these because they're so empowering. They're so honest. And they really give it to you. They do. So thank you to everyone that is involved in this process. For those that would like to submit a story to share, you can submit it anonymously through our survey in the description or across all of our platforms. For those that have submitted a story, thank you for your honesty, for your courage, and for your transparency. Thank you for showing others the strength that is in this journey so that they know that they are not alone in theirs. Thank you for being you and for being here, because here, your story matters. All right, that was it. Bye-bye.